glass half full kind of guy. I'd go 4 games unbeaten. I was a glass half empty. I'd say, well, if you lose tomorrow, there's a chance you go 7 points behind. Which way do you look at it?
Game by game. Very disappointed with the points we lost the last 2 games. So we're not happy with that. But now we look forward, and every game you play for Arsenal, when you represent Arsenal, then you have to go and win every game. That's reality. So nothing really changes for us. And what I think has been good about this group is how we came together, how we were honest, and how we are constructive moving forward. And that's key for me. So that's key in the process. If we stay in the present, stay in the here and now, look at the details, we want to do better. That's all we can do now. And I feel like we've had a good week with the players.
It's very, very early in the campaign, but it's also such a competitive league. Do you need to win tomorrow to stay in the title race?
Like I said, that's the aim for every game for us. So that will be no different tomorrow.
But it's too early to put it down as a must-win.
It's, I think, the same question. It's for us, every game is important, and we said the same thing. Our first game against a new opponent, London City Lionesses, was very important. The game against West Ham was very important because we know how hard it is to go in to that ground. Every game in the league is important because every opposition creates different kind of problems for us, and we have to deliver with consistency.
Alluded to before, I think, about being more efficient up top. 27 shots the last couple of games, 1 goal. What does that say?
I think we've been in a very good position where we've had very high efficiency in the final third for a very long time. And the quality is, of course, still there. So it's just about finding those small margins, the small details, because scoring goals is the hardest thing in football, and that's what we've been working on very hard this week. But of course, the belief hasn't gone. We still have the same players with a lot of quality. So we believe in ourselves and our capabilities. We also understand we need to work really hard to get the details right.
A big day for various reasons, one in particular for Chloe. What do you say to her about not going in there full throttle and maybe being over keen? And what mentality does she need to have, I think, is what I'm asking.
Yeah, no, I think Chloe has gone through a lot of things in her football career, and she's now representing us, and we're very proud of that. I think she will find the right levels. I think that's special with Chloe, that she has fire inside her, which when she uses it in the right way, which she's been doing, it creates so much for herself and for the team, and that will be no different for her tomorrow. I'm sure she'll be happy to go there. She's of course very happy to represent Arsenal, but she'll be happy to see some people that she's been with for a long time as well.
Is there any danger of her not using that in the right way?
I don't think so. Like I said, Chloe is an experienced player. She's been through so many different things, and if you see how she's reacted to certain things, and I think that's been on a very high level. And I think we've played some high pressured games with Arsenal last season, and she's shown such a good side of her with grittiness, resilience, but also composure, and I'm really impressed with that.
Ian. Hi Renee, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm surviving, yeah. In terms of you're unbeaten, one of 3 unbeaten teams left in the WSL, but you're 4 points off Chelsea. Does that prove that drawing games almost hurts you as much as losing games in terms of points?
Yeah, it does, because the last 2 games, and every game, like I just said with Arsenal, you want to go for the full points, and if we don't, then we'll be disappointed, and that's what happened, and now we can only look forward. And like I just said, we've had a really good training week, and we've been open and transparent about the details that we want to work on, and so I'm really happy with the week, and now we look forward.
Is the title race this year going to be decided about like these games you against Man City against Chelsea? There's 2 leagues within one, isn't there? I mean, let's be honest about it.
Well, always top teams playing against each other. The high stake games because it's about a lot of points. But what we want to do is be consistently consistent. And for us, going into this season, it's every game is just as important because we don't want to lose points in any game against any opposition.
It's also the start of a new week for you in terms of you've got this game and then Champions League kicks off again, of which you're obviously the holders, defending champions. Is that problematic for you as well, the fact that you maybe would want to rest a couple for this game, or you think, right, can I have everybody in this game and then full throttle everybody on Tuesday?
I'm happy that we're back into those short turnarounds and a lot of games because that's where we want to be. We're competing in 5 competitions and so we're happy it's coming thick and fast again. And that's why we need to make really good decisions on how do we use the squad, how do we use the players and make sure that everyone is as fresh and ready as possible for all games coming up.
Are you a manager who, I mean, players love to play and hate training, so they love to play games. Are you a manager who likes to manage, or are you a manager who would prefer 1 game a week and 4 or 5 days on the grass?
Both. I love training. Actually, our players love training as well. But now, of course, you train for the games, and we love the games, players and staff. We love playing the games, but we also like, and that's why you probably are a professional athlete. You love the grinding on the training pitch as well.
And finally, are you finding out already this season you've got because you're European champions, you've got a bit of a target on your back. Everybody wants to either beat you or stop you from winning because you are the champions of Europe.
Yeah, it will. I guess other teams will look at us in a different way, and we'll have to be prepared for that. But for us, nothing changes. We are still the same. We focus on ourselves. We look forward to the competition, but mostly we look forward to the game tomorrow.
Tom? Just following on from last season's success and a few games into this season now, have you really noticed when you reach kind of a peak in terms of a Champions League victory, but how you then refocus and resettle and go into a new season and the challenge that comes with that?
We've just started, so of course we were so happy and delighted about the success last year in the Champions League, but we were all very humble as well, and we said this is one competition and we're very proud about what we achieved, but very humble that we want to do this consistently and like I've just been saying, being consistent on a very high level, so on a very high level consistently, and that's what we're focusing on. And of course, it's what that brings you. Winning the Champions League, it brings you something, as in believe in what we're doing, but it also makes you understand that the work that you need to do is incredible. It's so hard, and everyone needs to be invested in that. And what we do now moving forward is to make sure that everyone stays sharp and invested. And you have to keep on evolving as well, because if you sit still, then I think other teams will move past us.
Yeah, you mentioned about sitting still and the other teams moving. With the dropping of points in those 2 games, in a unique kind of scenario in the WSL where your opponent, Chelsea, mainly for that title race, are so consistent in what they achieved last season going into this season, does it make those points where points are dropped much harder to move on to the next game, knowing how consistent your rivals are?
Well, again, I think we know that the league is very competitive, and in the end, we're only four games into the league, so we'll see how the league evolves and how teams are doing. But we can't control that, and the only thing is what I just said is what we do ourselves. And disappointed with the points we lost, but everything that's within our control, we're going to focus on.
Hi, Renee. I've got one very quick question and a couple of slightly bigger ones. Have you played against Jägert's team before?
Yes, in Sweden. When I coached Rosengård, he was the Linköping coach.
And how did you get on?
Good, yeah.
I mean, you won.
We've played against each other several times. You'll have to look up the stats. But I think he's been very impressive in the work he's done in Sweden. I think especially that year I was coaching in Sweden at Rosengård, what he did with the Linköping team was impressive. If you look at the players they had and the resources they had and the football they played, it was really, really good. And always had a good relationship with André. I think he's a great guy and a good coach.
now, they named the Archbishop of Canterbury, and it's a woman.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. See, that I almost swerved off the road at that point. So I wondered if you can think, all the time you've been in society, in sport, etc., what are the biggest things, biggest changes that you've noticed?
Oh, that's a big question. Yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's many of them. Huh? There's so many things because when I grew up in a little village in the Netherlands, I grew up playing with boys until I was 17 because there was no girls teams, and I remember opposition because we played against boys teams then. Opposition players, coaches, and parents were very shocked when they saw girls on the pitch, and I don't think that's there anymore, which is very, very good. No, in many ways, you see in leadership positions more women, referees, more women, coaches, both across the men's and the women's game, other supporting roles in other departments. So, yeah, there's a lot of growth, I think, and I'm so happy that for the young girls growing up now, there's more role models because I didn't have any when I was young.
Brilliant. The second one is, because the first one didn't count. I was talking to Ellie Carpenter from Chelsea the other day. I did a big interview with her. And she told me if she had the power to do so, she would make all women's sport free to air so everyone can watch it. Doesn't matter if you've got loads of money or not. She said, sort of, they will come if you have it there for them to do that. My big change I would make would be a rule change. If you foul a player and the player has to go off, you have to go off as well. I just think that would be fair, because at the moment, if someone like Olivia Smith got kicked off the pitch for quite a while and the referee didn't even notice she hadn't got him, and I just thought the player who kicked off the pitch should have gone off as well. And I think that could occur not just in women's football, but in men's football as well. And in rugby they have like sin bins and stuff. I wonder if there's anything like that, or like a bigger thing.
That's the rules of football we're talking about now. It's I think the organizations are looking at rules and developing rules constantly, which is a good thing. I do like your idea. I think there's so many good ideas. It's about how can you implement new rules that are sustainable and that work well in the game. But what was this still related to women in sports, or this was about rules in football?
It could be, but I mean, well, Ellie's answer was definitely, and I thought she'd thought about it quite well, actually. But I think that we can make progress. We don't always have to follow the blueprint of what men do.
Mm-hmm.
We could do this first. My other thing would be the goalkeeper. If the goalkeeper pretends to be injured, bring on the substitute goalkeeper and play on. You know what I mean? The tactical goalkeeper thing, I don't know about you, but it annoys all the fans who sit around. It really, really annoys them. I think possibly more than passing back is like the goalkeeper pretending to be injured. Every game. I don't know. Does that annoy you?
Well, first coming back to
Anybody else annoyed by that?
first coming back to women's sports being available to see and being approachable. I think that's a really good idea. I do think we should put value to it as well. So I think that's the other side, that if it's valuable, then you want to invest into it, and then it grows with that as well. Yeah, on all that, I think what we want to do is football is a beautiful game, and we want it to be as beautiful as possible. There's so many people involved. It means so much to so many people, fans. So it needs to stay attractive. But I think when the football is at the very, very highest level and there's so much at stake, then you're gonna stretch the rules. So you play within the rules, but you're gonna stretch the boundaries, and that's what you see happening. But I think it's very important that we keep the integrity of the game and the beauty of the game.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thanks. Max.
The drop points against Villa, I think particularly externally anyway, the disappointment of that was felt quite acutely. And I was just wondering what the mood has been like in camp this week, not just in terms of the fact that there's maybe more pressure now, as mentioned, to get a result against City, but also in the sense that like this is one of the first real setbacks that you've kind of in your tenure that the team has sort of faced. It's got been dealing with that.
Yeah, of course, the mood straight after the game, there was a lot of frustration and disappointment, and then we had a day off. Everyone has been digesting it in their own way, and I waited 24 hours to watch the game back because wanted to get the emotions settled as well and look at it more objectively. But when we came back in, like I just said, what we wanted to achieve as a team was getting on the same page, being transparent and being constructive moving forward. And it's always, you want to go away from the result being the performance, because that's not always the same. And you always get colored by the result, especially if you concede a goal so late in the game, then that's the taste of the game. And of course, our big learnings were how we can be more ruthless and clinical, and if we then can't be that on the day for some reason, how do we then defend the lead in a cynical way? So those were the big learnings. But like I said, I'm happy with how everyone came back, and we were constructive, and we worked really hard in the week.
You mentioned the performance there. Personally, I found it quite a hard game to pass in the sense that, like, if you look at the numbers, the XG, for example, I think first half was like 2.5 or something. You mentioned about not being clinical. In the second half, did you detect any issues maybe in Leah's absence with the way Arsenal struggled to progress the ball, particularly when Villa were pressing, and is that something you've worked on or looked at at all in the week, and maybe in terms of as well, and players who aren't getting on the pitch at the moment and what they could potentially offer?
I think they are a very high pressing team, very aggressive, many times player for player. So they make it hard for every team. I think they've made it hard for every team they played against so far in the league. I think we did have solutions, especially in the first half. Second half, we lose a little bit of intensity and urgency, but we definitely have the players that can deal with this type of press, both playing out from the back, making good decisions, and players in front being options. So yeah, that game is done now, and we move forward, and tomorrow's a new game.
Awesome. We'll leave it there. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
We covered some ground there, didn't we?
Wow. Yeah.